jumping on today to tell you guys a bit more. One of the other big questions I get, or comments and things, people always find that doing actual foster care themselves, like, that's amazing, but I couldn't do it. That's not my thing. But clearly have an interest and a passion to help and do more. And there are so many things that you can do. Everybody can do something, and so the question is just what. And a lot of times, I'll be honest, I didn't know hardly anything about foster care before I got started, really. My vision and what had been on my heart was adoption, but never had I really thought about foster care. So now my world and my eyes are open to a lot more things, and I'm guessing there are many of you like that maybe now social media, the idea of foster is becoming more widespread. So I think it's much more visible and known about today and socially acceptable to talk about it, but there's still so much more that we don't talk a lot about. So I want to share about a couple things that you can do if you're interested in supporting children in the system, but you're not in that place to be able to actually foster. So there are things such as CASA is one of the big things. So we have people that volunteer to be a support and advocate for a child. They are court appointed, so you go through a little bit of training. I don't think it's super extensive. I'm not exactly sure because I haven't done it, but it's a couple hours from what I know. And then you get connected with a child in the system to support that family in multitude of ways. It varies. For us, it's been just another person, like caseworkers and stuff only come to your house once a month maybe. So the visibility and connection to what's happening in the foster home, if it's potentially, maybe it's a bad placement, maybe something's happening, I don't know, could be great. Variety of reasons they can be checking there. They can also be another advocate watching the interaction and the visits with the family, helping be a voice, whether that's going well, what they need support on, what they need help on. That person is centered around helping the child and making sure their experience in the system is going well, and giving any extra support. They're a voice directly to the court. They show up at court dates. So it's not a huge time commitment, I wouldn't say, but it can make a huge impact on a kid. For our family, it also stepped in tremendously. I don't talk a ton about the time with Hannah, but we went through a really rough patch where we were protecting Hannah's identity, her connection to her brother. We're really protecting Grayson's identity for safety reasons. And so it became really challenging and emotional for me to try to make visits happen. And what our previous CASA, who'd been with us on another foster child, joined us back again and helped me make those visits, helped me keep Grayson secure. And also that was huge as a single mom. I was working an hour and a half away from where the visits needed to happen. So trying to make them happen during the week was extremely difficult, but they're super important to make sure they happen for the kids, for the parents. So she stepped in and would help transport once a week. She was a tremendous help. The variety of what they can do, she'd bring gifts. The organization is nonprofit and they help support and give you gifts to give the kids. It's so much fun. My kids definitely know who Miss Cindy is, and it's been a tremendous help. So I think that if you want to help, but you don't have the resources, the time, you're just afraid of the commitment of foster care, there's still a way you can help and volunteer through that. There is also other organizations that we know of. I know our followers are far beyond the reach of Colorado, but I'll give you an example of in Colorado. We have an organization called Foster Together Colorado that links and is there to do exactly that, link foster families with those in the community that want to support, whether that be giving gift cards. You can donate gift cards to give dinners to families that are fostering children. We have been the gift of that, and that was the first time I actually took the kids out to dinner. And I not only took myself, but I took one of my Respite families to give back to them and say thank you for helping us. They'll also bring meals to families and connect and support them, just check in on them, some of the older families become grandparents to the kids if they need that, donating clothes, car seats, connecting them to strollers, what they might need. Maybe it is visits, maybe it's a night out for a few hours of babysitting, whatever it might be, whatever you might be interested in giving, that organization exists to help connect you and be that resource. Especially when you first get a kid, we need things. We can reach out to that organization and they can help connect us to people who can help us. So tremendous thing. There are other things I know of in Kansas City. When I went to the conference, I have Casey Angels. So there's other organizations and I've seen more about that. I think some of those are in multiple states. Again, I'm not the best resource for out of Colorado, but I know these things exist. And if you do a little bit of research, I think you're going to find that there are places that will help. There are also an ability to be just a respite family, which is just providing respite, rest, a time if a family has to go on vacation. Oftentimes you ask to take the child with you. You may want to, but you may not be allowed to take the child out of state or with you. So then you need someone to help take care of the children that are approved. So you do a little bit of work to get some certification and training to be basically approved by the state to do that temporary help. So that is another option that you can do. My friends do that for me. The state will help check them. They have to do some background checks, maybe CPR and first aid. There's certain things, but it's a tremendous help to me. We cannot leave our kids, generally speaking, with just anyone for an extended period of time. So vacations, time off, hair appointments, etc. Life things happen, right, that you can't take your kids along for, and you need people to support you and help you take care of them. So just know that if you can't foster, that's just 3 ways that I can think of that are easy, that are pretty much volunteer as you can, when you can. They're not a regular commitment that you have to do all the time, like set times each week or things like that. They're very flexible, but great ways to make a huge impact on a foster family and the kids inside their home. So look into those. If you have more questions, reach out, but I hope that's helpful and gives you some ideas of how you can help change our system so that we change how the kids experience foster care, because it's definitely not always the best perception. I get a lot of messages from kids that have been in it from years ago, been in it for a long time, and their experience is not always the best. And we can change that and start making a difference in how foster care is carried out and help make it easier for more families to do it with the support of everybody around them. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.